All right, so before we head out on the drive, let's take one last look at it. Now remember, this is the G87 M2 base version. This one right here is powered by the S58 3-liter twin turbocharged inline 6, producing 473 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. It got some changes for 25 with this new color called Vegas Red, as well as other colors. M2 badging at the front has changed. Very nice grille design, I really love it. LED headlights, 19-inch wheels in the front, 20s in the back, staggered setup, M badging right there, sticker plate. We also got the quad exhaust tips over here at the back that look really, really nice. And then we got the M2 badging right there. On the inside, some differences with this new seat design with the color as well. You can get the carbon package that will give you carbon bucket seats. But let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. Putting into drive is very straightforward. It's going to be over to the right, and let's take it out to South Dixie. Now, like I mentioned, 3-liter inline 6 twin turbo, producing 473 horsepower. With the manual transmission, you actually make less torque compared to the 8-speed automatic. That's going to be around 406 pound-feet of torque. This one, since it's the 8-speed, we're making 443 pound-feet of torque. But setting off, I have it right now in road mode, so that means that basically everything's gonna be in like efficiency mode, comfort, as well as your steering wheel. Let's go ahead, give it some gas. You can hear that beautiful straight 6 twin turbo. Man, it sounds really good. Now, there is a little bit of piped-in audio coming in to the cabin space, which is quite normal for vehicle of modern standards. A lot of cars do that. I don't think there's a way to actually deactivate it from the cabin space, but it's there just to let you know that's going to be normal whenever you buy a new car. But exterior wise, this sounds pretty good. It's a little bit more muted than you would typically find on the last generation F87, but that's just, you know, modern cars with so much regulations across the world. It's a little bit more difficult. So right now, since I have it in basically road mode, everything's set to comfort. The suspension is a little bit more softer. Once we put it into M2, which we're gonna do right here, what it's gonna do is it's gonna transform everything because I have a preset. So I have basically everything in sport mode, especially the suspension setup. And of course, you can shift your gears yourself with the paddle shifters. And so we'll see that really quick. Honestly, this car feels really good. Let's go actually put it into stiffer suspension. Let's see how it feels on Sport Plus, because I could change a little bit of things. You can hear the blow-off valve coming from like this area right here. That sounds really good. I love it when you can hear that turbo spool up and then it makes that stu-tu-tu-tu. Now, like I mentioned, this model has been out for, you know, a little bit, and still to this day, I think ever since the reveal, I've loved this generation a little bit more than I have of the current M3 as well as the M4. The M4 is a little bit more, you know, not my style. It's heavier than what this vehicle is, although the wheelbase of this model kind of shares it with the current G80 M3. It's still a little bit more nimble. It's a little bit more playful than what you would find in, you know, the G80 as well as the G82. And like I said, this thing rips. This is a performance coupe, and it just rips. You remember, you have rear-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic transmission. It is one of the most sportiest model, and that's not even mentioning the M2 CS that's currently going to be coming out later this year. That is a whole different beast. That one makes a ton of horsepower and torque. I think it's like 523 horsepower for that model. It's a little bit lighter than this one, and that's going to be a little bit harder to get. But this is something that's a little bit more playful, more desirable compared to that of what you'd find in the Audi RS3. Although I really love the Audi RS3 and its all-wheel drive system, this is a whole different breed of vehicle. It's rear-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic transmission compared to 7-speed DCT transmission. And remember, this does compete directly with the RS3. Although the RS3 only makes like 396, almost 400 horsepower, it really does compete against that primarily. I mean, that's what Audi does. I mean, look at the Nürburgring times. Audi went out there with the RS3, beat the Nürburgring record, and then BMW did the same with the M2 CS. It's currently holding the record right now for the fastest compact sport coupe on the market, and that is, that's a huge thing for BMW, and the whole entire back and forth between Audi and BMW currently. Mercedes really is out of the picture. They don't really have anything that kind of competes with the space. The CLE model actually competes more with the M4 vehicle, more so than the M2. There's just nothing in from the Mercedes equivalent, but it feels good in here. I really like the bolstering on the sides for this model. It feels very sporty, very unique. Like I said, you can of course get the carbon fiber seats on that model, on this model right here. The little burbles that come out of that exhaust when you have it in the sport for the exhaust system. I just think it feels great in here. This is a really nice vehicle. We're going to take it one more last time over there in the back road, and I want to really see how this vehicle feels. So this message right here basically says that the full power of the engine will not be allowed due to the low fuel. It's a safety mechanism that BMW does for their vehicles, and it's pretty cool. It really grips very well around these curves right here. Very, very well. Exactly what you expect from a performance coupe. And then depending on if you have DSC off or you have it on mid, I don't really recommend doing this on roads, but you can go ahead and drift this vehicle because it's full on rear-wheel drive. There's nothing hindering it, not like the G80s, even though you could disconnect the front all-wheel drive system for that. This one is just purely rear-wheel drive. So what are my final thoughts? Well, honestly, this is a great vehicle. I think it is one of the best in its space. It drives great. The inline six, screams. You have a little bit of more playfulness with this vehicle. Since it's rear-wheel drive, you can go ahead and hunker down a little bit. So it's a little bit more fun to drive this. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.